Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kay from Lunarlight Games. Hello and welcome if you're new to the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. And we are back again with another session. This time is going to be a little bit different, though. Because Diablo 4 is releasing this Friday, I think. Or is it Thursday? Let me have a look at the calendar real quick. I think it's probably, yeah, sometime Thursday or Friday. Anyways, because Diablo 4 is releasing very, very soon, I figured now would be an appropriate time to quickly run through the story mode, and hopefully we can get refreshed on what is happening in the world of Diablo. Also, I think I've gotten everything that I need to complete the Altar of Rites, so we can go ahead and do that real quick before we jump into the story. Now, unfortunately, this story mode is going to be real quick. We're just going to use our character right here and just blast through everything. So, while the gameplay side of this might look a little easy, this should help speed things along so we don't have to spend like a week playing this game. But anyways, let me go ahead and set things up and then we'll get running through the story. I think we could probably finish this in a session or two. It is not that long. We're just going to try to breeze through everything. But let's see here. Okay, so this is just to cap off everything we've done this season, because we've completed the season journey, and let me go ahead and pull out our primal items here. But yeah, we've completed the season, and we've completed most of the Altar of Rites. We just need to get our last potion ability. This one should be fine. We'll sacrifice these two. Okay, so that should give us somewhere around 165, I think. Yeah, there we go. So that is 3 primal weapons, all salvaged, which will give us enough to complete the altar. So yeah, once we complete this altar, we will get our shiny new rewards, and we will have completed every single thing on offer for Season 28. So, as you can see, we started off doing the first node, and then it split off, and we eventually just ran through everything, and we unlocked every single node, including 2 potion abilities. But now we have to unlock the 3rd one, and that is going to cap everything off. Let's check out our shiny new rewards, huh? So in 3, 2, 1, farewell, Season 28. That is everything. So, where are the rewards for this anyway? Oh, there we go. I did not notice that. So at the very bottom, once you've completed all of the potion abilities, you can unlock the very last thing, and this will allow you to receive 2 primal weapons or primal items whenever 1 primal item drops. So that's going to be a handy buff for this season. And since we completed everything on the Altar of Rites, we get these shiny new wings. Pretty nifty, huh? The Wings of Terror. That's a nice Diablo reference, and it pairs really nicely with our current set of items. Hold on.
Need more time.
I think there are a couple pieces here that need to be switched around. Let's see, which ones did we have last time? There's an item set here that we're missing. I forget which one it was. I think it was probably this one. Yeah, I think it was that one. There we go. That is our completed wizard. Now, of course, we could always run through more greater rifts, which I think we'll try to do a couple sessions later this week. We'll try to get to the 140s. I don't think we'll ever reach 150. But this is as good as it's going to get. Got all the items that we need. Completed the build. Well, for the most part, we didn't get any of the more advanced stuff like slotting in every ancient item and then augmenting all of them. But this is good enough for us. This is real cool. So with that, say farewell to Season 28. We completed every single requirement, as you can see here. And then I think we also did our required conquests, which were Speed Demon. We completed this one on the 20th back then. On a good day, this one is practically a give me. And boss mode. Man, it's already been over a month since we've done these. Now, unfortunately, this is one of the few that we never were able to complete. But that's going to be it. That's real bittersweet. We spent so much time here. But that is going to be it for Season 28. First off, let's go ahead and do a couple things here. Can we dye any of these? Not a big fan of these dyes here. In my opinion, they don't look nearly as great as the base colors. You know, that's fine. We don't need to switch anything else. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and start the story mode. I have not played the story mode in a long, long time. Well, this is going to be the story mode starring the wizard. Let's begin. We're going to play this on T16. This story mode is going to be practically a joke, though. Let's go.
This place
lame.
reeks of the dead.
Did we not get to see the... I was hoping to see the intro cinematics, but that's fine.
This place reeks of the dead. The fallen star must be near.
And the top.
Let's go ahead and play the cinematic, since we can't access it here.
And at the end of days, the first sign shall appear in the heavens. Justice shall fall upon the world of men. The armies of light and shadow will clash across the fields of eternity. Are you all right, my girl?
It was nothing, Uncle. Just a bad dream. We should be getting you home.
But there's still work to be done. If these translations are correct, the powers of hell could already be on the move. The world must be told of the coming darkness. You do believe me, don't you, Leah? It has begun.
Leave it, Uncle! It's not important!
So, did they never up-res the visuals here? I feel like this is still stuck at 720p.
Since my youth, I have been told that I was special. A prodigy of vast potential. I came to the Ishari Sanctum, seeking what knowledge I could glean from the Masters. But I found them fearful of the truth. I would learn nothing from them. But the old books, the prophecies they contained, showed me all that might come to pass, and all that I might become. Then, a star fell from the heavens. The sign that my moment had come. I will go west to Tristram to stop the darkness that the star portends and fulfill the destiny that beckons me.
I love how Diablo 3 is effectively a greatest hits version of the Diablo series. Because up until
This place reeks of the dead. The fallen star must be near.
Diablo 3,
Onward!
this series had been on hiatus for like nearly, what, 10 years, I think, by that point? Which is basically about as long as the difference between Diablo 3 and 4. But in that case, the only difference there was Diablo Immortal was released a couple of years ago, so it hasn't been nearly that long.
Prophecy sent me in search of the star that fell on this land.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
They keep coming.
So, what do I mean about this being effectively a greatest hits version of Diablo? Well, it pretty much runs you through the events
I've
of
never seen anyone fight like
Diablo 1 and 2.
Guards, open the gates. You'll find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
You don't really start in a brand new area.
Burn those corpses before they rise again.
Well, New Tristram is quote-unquote new, but
Has fallen to disgrace.
this is just
I promise Mark
Tristram remade.
but now he's dead.
Let's see, before we move on though, are there any characters that we can speak to here with blue dots? Let's try to get as much lore in as possible before we move on.
Nothing ever seems to change in New Tristram, does it?
What do you mean?
There's always some threat of the risen dead or foul evil descending on the town, isn't there?
But yeah, we're going to try to get as much lore in as possible.
Where are you from?
Kingsport, the city by the sea, home to the great merchant fleets and endless nets of reeking fish.
And your trade?
I am between jobs at the moment.
You've never done an honest day's work in your life, have you?
Nonsense. I am the most honest thief you will ever meet. Wanted, one relic, scarlet, roughly the size of a man's fist. It was stolen 2 months past during a deplorable theft from the Merchants Guild Bank. Those apprehended were not in possession of the item. The relic is greatly missed by its rightful owner, who offers a reward for its safe return.
Right, so this will also give us a good chance to get everybody's lore down.
Fix his wagon. My brother died defending this town, while that bloated coward tried to...
I'm not as bad as I look. Really. Stop walking away!
So what was this place like during your time?
Beautiful cities towered up toward the heavens, but they were full of wickedness. The Vigerai ruled them with will's sharpest stone.
The Vigerai mage clans, you mean? I suppose they are pretty ancient.
They were a great deal more vicious in my age. It pleases me to see that their influence has waned now.
Was the prophet one of them?
Oh no, he meant to punish the Vigerai. They were the first to summon demons into this land.
Quick pro tip, you can't really get all of the lore unless you beat the game first.
Some heroes are fighting each other in an area near here. Wanna go? Oh, and you didn't hear about it from me.
So this game actually has like a quote-unquote PvP thing, but I don't think very many people actually took advantage of this.
Afraid of damaging your armor or weapons? That won't happen over there. In fact, no one even dies. Disappointing, really. Hit him hard.
I think I tried doing this a couple times with a couple friends, and it was not nearly that fun.
Can you move this thing? I need to get by.
How dare you speak to me like that? I am the mayor of this town.
Why are you trying to leave?
Are you mad? This town is doomed. Anyone with a grain of sense should be trying to get out. Will you help me or not?
I am not in the habit of helping cowards.
Poor guy.
Tristram used to be such a wonderful place to live. My family has been here since the town grew out of the ruins of old Tristram. But now, it's horrible. The loved ones we've buried and grieved over now threaten our lives.
Have you come to help us?
Welcome to the slaughtered caffeine.
There is
Been under
so much
siege
lore
for
in this
6
game.
days now. Uncle Deckard is still missing. Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith, but if help doesn't arrive soon...
Also, it's pretty easy to progress into the game and miss out on getting these collectibles.
Are you Leah? Rumford said you survived the fallen star.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
Killing business.
The dead will overwhelm us all, unless something is done.
I will make certain that doesn't happen. Your town is safe.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
Alright, let's go find that fallen
Have
star.
you come to help us?
Well, before we do that... Okay, so there's no lore at the moment that we need to collect.
How does one become a Templar anyway? Were you born to the Order?
No. Our scripture says, as a farmer reaps his wheat, so must the Order harvest and purify the weeds.
That seems a little unfair. You are not a weed.
You speak out of kindness, but you do not understand. When they took me, they saved my life and my immortal soul.
Alright, let's bring him along.
What shall we fight today?
16 militiamen went out.
We have come at last to Tristram's old cathedral. This is where Diablo, Lord of Terror, first corrupted mankind. This is where I may finally find the answers I seek. Leah worries after my safety, but I believe information vital to defeating the last lords of the burning hells can be found here.
Okay, time to get started on the first quest.
I came here to study the fall of old Tristram.
The dead have been a bane on our existence since that cursed fire fell. We have to burn them, just to make sure they don't rise from the grave.
Hard times call for harder choices.
What can you tell me about Leah and her uncle, Deckard Cain?
Not too much, I'm afraid. They came here almost a year ago. She split her time between looking after him and helping out the town. He spent his days in the old cathedral, looking for old texts from what I hear. They were inside when that thing hit. She's lucky to be alive.
Lucky to be alive, huh?
What can I do to help you fight the risen dead?
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
Thanks for the warning, but I won't be dying today.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
They're attacking the barricades!
Not for
That's
long.
one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road. When Leah told us the dead were pouring out of the cathedral, we quickly went to put an end to it. At first, it seemed we were succeeding, but they just kept coming. We were overcome. Captain Dalton and the men fought valiantly. They protected me. I am no soldier. I was a farmer. I should not have been out there with them. I do not know how I made it back here. None of the others did. Now, somehow, I'm supposed to lead the militia.
Alright, so let's have a look around.
It's a shame that bard got himself eaten.
I don't suppose we can find any more lore bits around here. Actually, here we go.
For a long time, Uncle Deckard avoided coming back to this place. There were a lot of ghosts here for him. This is where Diablo drove old King Leoric mad and terrorized the people. I don't know what really happened here, but whatever it was horrible. Nearly everyone who survived went mad.
Yeah, so regarding what I said about this being the greatest hits of Diablo, Act 1 pretty much takes place in the same area as Diablo 1.
Of the ancients.
Only except it's now more expanded.
I came here to study the fall of old Tristram.
So let's go ahead and be on our merry way.
Well, this is a dismal sight.
By the way, this is a perfect Halloween game. So let's see here. We just need to do a couple quick kills. Then we'll be on our way. We are way too powerful to be really playing this. But this is our reward for completing the game.
I am so good. I astound myself.
Especially the seasons anyway.
Give me a real battle.
It also highlights the fact that this game does a very good job at scaling your character through the story campaign.
How does that feel?
Until the release of the campaign or the adventure mode. Excuse me, the adventure mode. The only way to really get your characters up was just to play through the story campaign, which if you were trying to run
If only they could see me now.
multiple characters was always pretty tough because leveling up was pretty slow. I don't think adventure mode was added until the second version, which was Reaper of Souls. Before that, though, if you wanted to upgrade your character quickly, you would pretty much have to do what I'm doing here. Play and replay the story mode. Wasn't a whole lot of fun if you've already done it once or twice. We'll also take the time to just run through some of these side dungeons.
Where's all the treasure? The fiends didn't take it.
I think these side dungeons were the only case where everything was procedurally generated. Because these maps are...
Old Tristram.
They're
Diablo
all
himself
fixed.
once walked this place.
This village surrendered to evil and paid the price.
which is likely going to be the case for Diablo 4 again. Like, the world map's going to be fixed, but the side dungeons and everything will be randomized and procedurally generated. I have never played Diablo too much. I don't think I've even gotten past the first hour or two. It's just incredibly hard to go back to if you're not playing on PC. Before we go over there, let's check this out.
What a monstrous creature!
It's nice to see that the dank cellars have not changed much at all between games. They're still pretty much the same if you go out and try Diablo 4.
Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
Nor should she. I will help her find him.
Alrighty, first quest over.
Come, let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
So you'll always want to check out this before
For many
moving on.
years, villagers were too afraid to settle near the ruins of the cursed town Tristram. But as time went by, adventurers arrived to loot the old cathedral, and their business was profitable enough that new Tristram sprang up to accommodate them. Fewer travelers visit now, though, and the town is mostly populated by craftsmen and farmers.
This is my room. Do you like it? A miracle has happened. A hero, like one out of Uncle Deckard's tales, appeared and saved us. I know in my heart that my uncle still lives, and I pray that the hero will bring him home safely.
I think they found a very worthy replacement to Deckard Cain in Diablo 4.
It doesn't feel right being in Uncle Deckard's room.
Because even though...
It doesn't seem likely that Deckard Cain could have survived down in the cathedral this long, does it?
He is alive, and I will rescue him.
You seem quite sure of yourself. Do you know something I don't?
Yeah, so even though this is Deckard Cain's last appearance,
Let us fight this evil
it's nice to
together.
know that his example's probably going to live on.
Here, let me open the gate. Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What about your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
Yeah, so on first playthrough, it never really made sense who her father was. It's not until subsequent playthroughs that it finally clicks.
A hidden cellar. Follow me.
I think there was more to your mother than you know.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it. Captain Dalton!
Well, there goes Dalton. A character that you only knew for like 2 seconds.
Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will search the cathedral. You stay here and learn what you can.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
So the character that they're discussing is the Dark Wanderer from Diablo 2.
How did your mother die?
Well, details are hazy, but I know that Adria was obsessed with chasing the arcane. She knew she could never raise a child. Uncle Deckard believes that the madness and horror of her life finally caught up with her.
I am returning to town.
Always make sure to drop back over at New Tristram for more lore. This is really the only way you can make sure that you don't miss out on anything.
Still waiting.
It's a little tedious, but will be rewarded by the end.
I can't do that here.
Okay, so let's go ahead and make our way over to the cathedral. Along the way, it would be incredibly nice if we could get some primal weapons. I think we still have a few more left. I'll have to check that later.
So this is Tristram Cathedral. The fallen star is somewhere inside.
So yeah, this is the setting of Diablo 1. This weird building, the cathedral. And also, during the opening cinematic, this is where Deckard Cain fell in.
Tristram Cathedral. I'm amazed it still stands.
This must be where the star fell. Its crater is tinged with some strange magic.
Do you smell that? The stone itself burns.
Man, the art style here is so reminiscent of World of Warcraft. It's an incredible change compared to Diablo 2 and Diablo 4.
I am so good. I astound myself.
It's almost as if this was a completely different game. Right. I think we already collected those lore books in the adventure mode, so
Not ready yet.
sadly we won't be able to hear any of that. I think those books just discuss whatever happened to the Skeleton King. We don't really need to mess around too much down here. Especially if we collected all the lore stuff.
A well-deserved death.
But at least we can get some rewards.
Your grave awaits!
Foul minions, stay back! Back! May this wedge hold. The Skeleton King?
The power of the fallen star awakened me, and soon all will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones!
I hope the cinematics play because I think I've beaten
Cain, I will save you!
the story mode using the wizard before.
Back!
which is gonna suck because we're not gonna get to see any of it.
Oh, thank you. But why did you risk yourself for me?
You live. Fortune smiles on you, old man. I'm here to bring you back to Leah.
Oh, it is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I feared the worst. I learned of this secret passage through old maps I found. We must discuss the fallen star. Follow me to Tristram.
If it turns out that we can't see any of the cinematics, we'll probably switch over to a different character.
I have fulfilled my promise to Leah and rescued her uncle, Deckard Cain. Now, all that stands between me and the fallen star is the Skeleton King, who has returned to darken Tristram once again.
Okay, never mind. So the cinematics still play. We'll be able to complete it then.
And your friend here.
Our time is running short. What can you tell me about the fallen star?
Not much, I'm afraid, though the prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back.
Yeah, so once again, make sure to get all the
I've spent most of my life
the
traveling
lore
from place to place with Uncle Deckard, while he did his crazy research.
What is he looking for?
He's convinced that the forces of hell will invade our world and bring about the end times. All these years, he's still searching for a way to stop this apocalypse.
What did you discover about your mother?
She wasn't from Tristram originally. She came here during the Troubles. She was in search of something, but I'm not sure what. She reminds me of Uncle Deckard, obsessed with the war between angels and demons.
You know, I hope Adria makes a reappearance. It's likely not, but maybe, just maybe, fingers crossed.
Uncle Deckard is home, rescued from the clutches of the Skeleton King. I'm so glad. But the Skeleton King, I thought he was a folktale. The idea of Mad King Leoric returning to torture this place. Hasn't Tristram suffered enough?
So yeah, the Skeleton King was a boss in the original. I wonder if he'll make a return to in Diablo 4.
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
Leoric's tale is sad, but I am here to find the fallen star, and the Skeleton King stands in my way.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts. Leah, you should not dismiss the signs so lightly. Do you not believe the evidence of your own eyes?
Horrors have visited Tristram before, and it endured.
But what of the texts? The Zakarum tomes warn of a falling star. The Herodric scroll spoke of the dead rising, and the Lord of Lies. The prophecy of the end days says that at the end of all things, the first sign shall appear in the heavens.
Yes, you've been telling me about the texts since I was 8 years old, Uncle. I just don't think we should read too much into them.
I would really hope that Leah figures into the story as well.
I am the last of the Herodrim. I couldn't always claim this. In fact, if I had turned to the Herodric teachings sooner, Diablo could have been stopped before his reign of terror began.
You can't truly believe that.
When the first signs appeared, I did nothing. I had shrugged the old tales off like they were so much fantasy. And Tristram, no, the world, has paid dearly for my arrogance. I have tried to make up for my failings. Leah and I have spent her lifetime scouring the world, collecting pieces of the prophecy of the end days. If I can decipher it, we will have the key to defeating the Lords of Hell.
I notice a great fondness between you and Leah.
I do not know what my life would have been like had I not raised her. Oh, it must have been difficult for Leah, following an old man on a mad search for the secrets to defeating the Lords of the burning hells. But though she has seen her share of mysterious things, she is still unsure of my quest. I can understand. She has never seen anything like Diablo and his brothers.
How old is Deckard Cain by this point? He's been in the series since the first one.
The prophecy of the end days is contained within the Herodric tomes I inherited from my ancestor, Deckard Cain. It is a warning to those who could interpret it regarding Hell's ultimate invasion of our world, written by many different people throughout history, in many different lands. All known versions of the prophecy are incomplete. I have spent a good part of the past 20 years trying to complete it. I am certain it holds the answers to defeating the Lords of Hell.
You said Diablo drove Leoric mad.
Leoric resisted Diablo's attempts to possess him, but the effort left him weak and confused. When his son Albrecht was kidnapped to be a vessel for Diablo, it destroyed any sanity Leoric had left.
What happened after he became the Skeleton King?
He commanded an army of the dead deep within the cathedral, finally serving the Lord of Terror he had resisted while alive. Many adventurers tried and failed to slay the Skeleton King. It was left to Leoric's eldest son, Aiden, to finally kill the monster his father had become.
Cool reference to Diablo 1. I kind of wish that game got remade. Instead, the best we'll ever get is a one-time event around January called the Darkening of Tristram, which is just okay. Not the best, but whatever. Where'd the dude go?
The prophet has foreseen our victory.
So this is how it ends? They dragged my cart from the road, but for what? I can't get it repaired. Might as well dig a hole and die in it.
If that will make you feel better, perhaps you should.
Cold-blooded.
I have some new items that I'm certain you'll love.
Okay, so let's see.
I volunteered to help because it seemed the right thing to do, but I'm no leader of men.
Perhaps you are more of a leader than you think.
That's a simple thing for you to say. You were born to fight monsters like the risen dead. Me? I'm just a farmer. These dark events tax us. I worry for Hadrig, our blacksmith, most of all. His wife has been injured, and he is tasked with seeing to those who may turn. His family has suffered under this curse before. His grandfather, the Chancellor to King Leoric, was killed when the evil first spread over Tristram 20 years ago.
Wait, who?
These dark events tax us. I worry for Hadrig, our blacksmith, most of all. His
Are they
wife
talking
has been
about
injured,
Lazarus?
He is tasked with seeing to those who may turn. His family has suffered under this curse before.
It's probably a different character.
From the east shall come.
You're the one who saved Cain.
Every scholar of demonic laws.
Most definitely not Lazarus. Anyways, let's go find what's-his-face.
Jelsa, how sweet of you to ask. My people, the Vetchin, are nomads, always traveling. looking for the land we might settle. All of us have the sight, but few have it as strong as myself. You know, men have always pursued me for my visions. Well, for things other than my visions. But everyone wants to know what the future holds.
I know what my future holds. I have seen it written.
Can you not focus on anything but power and prophecy? Live a little in the here and now. It's all we have. The world is constantly renewing itself, eternally playing out the same events over and over again. We can merely play our parts.
Are you trying to confuse me?
I speak clearly. Do not blame me for the state of your mind.
So the artisan really doesn't get introduced until well into Act 5. But we're able to talk to her now because we've already beaten the game.
Did you hear? Old Rumford has us down to
Also the... Actually, never mind, it's not the artisan. What do they call her? I forgot. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Need more time.
You should just know that she doesn't get introduced until Act 5, and he doesn't get introduced until Act 2.
Ah, very interesting topic. I sell jewels.
Well, I suppose that could be interesting. What are you doing so far from Xiansai?
The women. Young ladies chasing me around day and night, begging for a kiss. I had to leave. It was the only honorable thing to do.
I somehow feel that you aren't being entirely truthful with me.
Truth? Never touch the stuff. You are very brave to venture outside the town gates. I hear there are all sorts of dangerous things crawling around out there.
If you consider the Walking Dead dangerous, then I suppose you are correct.
Oh, that's terrible. I only meant the rats and snakes. I do like this Deckard Cain fellow. It's rare that I can find someone I have so much in common with.
You two do not seem very similar.
We both had rather interesting experiences with the Zakharum priestesses in our youth, so... You know, there's nothing in the world quite so perfect as jewels. They have color, size, shape, transparency.
Transparency?
Oh yes, if only I could eat them, I would need nothing else in life. Not that you can't. I hear some people even shape certain crystals atop their food.
Makes sense. Considering, yeah, people eating gold leaf anyway. So... Let's see, there are... I was looking for lore stuff, but instead we got more legendaries to get rid of. I'm gonna try to scour this game for lore before Thursday.
Not ready yet.
Okay, so there's nothing here. Let's go ahead and move on.
Still waiting. Blacksmith. Deckard.
It's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
I know it will be difficult, but she would want you to do it. I will help you.
Thank you. Follow me.
We must be ready to finish this work, if he cannot.
Right, so his wife has become a zombie.
I'm sorry. Apologies will not lay them to rest, blacksmith. Swing your bloody hammer.
You are helping them. You don't need to be sorry.
That's right, help them. Smash their heads in.
My love, forgive me.
Hedrig! Help me!
Love is the surest road to a tragic end. That is why I have forsworn it.
There's actually an achievement you can earn by allowing Hedrick to land the final blow.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hedrig Aemon.
Well, Hedrig, Deckard Cain told me you know where Leoric's crown is.
I can help you there. It's buried with his Chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
So yeah, most definitely not Lazarus. Can we not speak to him?
Not here.
Okay, so let's move out of here and then we'll warp back. Let's see if there are any more lore pieces around. I have completely forgotten where exactly the endpoints are supposed to be, where you can trigger more lore stuff to spawn in. Yeah, that boss back there, well, enemy, it's not really a boss. You can actually lower down the HP until it's next to nothing, and the blacksmith can actually kill his own wife.
Your grandfather was King Leoric's Chancellor? Tell me about him.
Not much to tell. I lived with my father in Caldeum at the time. We heard that my grandfather stayed in Tristram until the end, trying to save lives. Don't know if he succeeded, but there it is. When the Skeleton King fell, my grandfather was dying from a sword wound. He had the crown sealed with him to keep it safe.
I studied the fall of Tristram, but it is easy to forget that it happened to real people. Your grandfather was a brave man.
I love all these lore bits. There's a lot of story hidden behind all of the looting, slashing, killing. Sometimes they do, if they act as a follower. In the story mode anyway, there are a couple times where you'll have a follower here and there. And they will be able to help you out, but since we're playing this on an established character already, they're not really going to deal much damage.
If only they could see me now. Need more time.
But this is also a good opportunity to farm out legendaries and other equipment too, so I wouldn't knock story mode if you've already completed everything else.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Besides, if you want to earn some of the better wings in the game, you have to complete the achievements. This game has its own separate achievement list, not the trophies, so if you're looking for more cosmetics, there's always that option. Anyways, let's not waste too much time here. Let's try to keep things relevant and move on with the story. This area is a good place to just grind for levels, though. So we got 3 random dungeons here to explore.
Defenses are nothing.
If you're lucky, you can land this on the first time, but if not, then you pretty much have to jump through all these dungeons before you can find the right one. If you had, like, partners to join you for story, probably not yet. There's, I think, another season left to go before the game ends completely. But for now, anyways, we're already done with the season. We already completed the Altar of Rites, so as you can see, these really cool nifty wings, these are the reward that you get for completing that altar. But yeah, at least for now, once Diablo 4 comes out, we're going to stop playing in this one. We'll probably pick it back up when Season 29 is released. And who knows when that will be. Could probably be as long as, like, say, June or July.
This looks like a crypt fit for a chancellor. The crown must be here.
Oh, what do you know? We nailed the crypt on the first try. That rarely ever happens, but sweet.
Defenses are nothing.
No, I will not allow you to bring that monster Leoric back to this world.
I think that ghost shares the same voice actor as the mayor. Anyways, if you're playing this on a fresh start, this is the first time you get access to the town portal.
You found the crown. Truth be told, I didn't think you'd make it back alive. Ah, it needs repair. Should be no problem.
No, the Trail of Fire doesn't really do anything.
There. New as the day it was placed upon the Black King's head. I need something more than making spades to occupy my mind. I want my life to mean something.
Then help me. I will use your handiwork for great things.
There are better boot options for our follower, but I just didn't really farm for any of that, so that's why we have this. We don't really use our follower for damage anyway.
I am sorry about your wife, Hadric. I wish it had not come to that.
You got nothing to apologize for. She was dying and you put her down.
Hadric, it is only proper to grieve for Mira. I can't imagine your pain. I've never been close to anyone.
I don't want to talk about my wife. Dead is dead and gone is gone. Do you want work done or not?
He's still in denial.
I have the crown. How do I reach the Skeleton King?
At last. With it, you can unlock the sealed door in the room where you rescued me and enter the royal crypts. When you find the Skeleton King, place the crown atop his head and destroy him.
The Skeleton King dies today. I must find the fallen star.
Okay, so for those of you who are just barely joining in,
the news continues to worsen.
We're currently running through the story once more, just to get a recap, and get ready for Diablo 4's release this Friday.
Things I must know, and hiding behind walls will teach me nothing.
Well, it's really released like the 6th, but if you pre-ordered the game, you get early access, so there's that too. Let's see, there are more lore books, I think, hidden around here. Maybe not yet. They always spawn in the same area, but you need to grab them before moving on with future quests, otherwise they will be missable.
I wish that Leia could live a different life, a more normal life. But alas, such is not her fate. When I pass, there is none but her to continue my work, and the future of this world hangs in the balance.
If we really wanted to, we could probably finish the story mode in an hour. That's how quick things can roll.
Is there no justice in this world? Leoric bravely withstood Diablo's attempts to possess him, and look what he got in return. Madness and a cursed death.
We can have sympathy for him, but that doesn't change the fact that he needs to be destroyed.
In fact, there's an achievement, I think, well, in a couple seasons past, there were a couple conquests where you had to complete the story mode in an hour, which is basically Act 1 through 5, and it was damn near impossible to actually do. You only had like about a 10-minute leeway to actually do it, and it's near impossible to do it on a single player lobby.
Well, though I never knew him personally, I saw Leoric himself when he was building his manor. A troubled man, with a heavy burden upon his fragile mind. Is it any wonder that he built such a home for himself? What he needed was someone to teach him how to laugh once in a while.
Alrighty, so I think we're done here. Let's go ahead and head to the cathedral.
I have some new items that
I don't think there are any other characters we can speak to at this point, so let's go ahead and get a move on. Alrighty, so deeper and deeper we go into the depths. Now, granted, even though the enemies are far easier to kill here, they can still do a lot of damage if you're not being careful. Thankfully, we have our shield up, so it's going to be pretty hard to get hit. But if we're being careless, we'll still end up dying anyway. Health doesn't really scale up nearly as well as you think it might.
We'll rip these brutes to shreds.
If only they could see me now.
Anyways, let's go ahead and just run past this. Normally, if we hadn't collected all of the lore books during, our season campaign, we'd probably look around and try to find everything, but there's nothing else here that we can collect. Nothing really that pertains to the story anyway. Maybe in later acts.
Maintain your incantations. He will soon turn.
Oh, my jeez. Is weakened. Now, back to my mission.
Also, this is pretty funny because we already have this guy on our team, but we get to meet a clone.
Who are you?
You will know soon enough. Help me find my gear. I will reward you well. Tell me, what brought you to this infernal place?
I have unfinished business with the Skeleton King.
As do I. Why have you come here, brother? One of our number has forsaken his vows and joined the demonic coven that infests this fallen cathedral. Damn that traitor! We will make him pay!
You really gotta love that touch. They're basically the same person, but they're treated as two different characters.
The cultists dragged me past this glowing pit. What made it?
That's what I'm here to find out.
You know what, come to think of it, if we get to see that interaction with them, we're gonna go ahead and switch out for the other characters when we meet them later.
Down this way. There are my weapons.
He's free! Do not let him be off!
I am Cormac, warrior of the Templar Order. If it is the Skeleton King you seek, then you will have to fight your way past John Dar. There is no reason we should hunt alone.
I suppose not. A strong spirit at my side could prove helpful.
Evil cowers at the sight of just one Templar. Two will bring it to its knees.
Normally this doesn't happen unless you beat the game once. But this is a nice touch if you've already done everything. Alright, so now that we got his equipment, let's go ahead and jump down deeper into the dungeon.
Black magic bars our way, but the will of a Templar is stronger. You were a Templar, John Dar. How could you succumb to this coven?
The coven is my brotherhood now, Cormac. The powers we serve will soon rule this world!
Now we can let them do all the work. Or we can join in. I know that if we do anything, they're probably going to die. Are they simply not that strong? Oh well.
Please forgive me. My vision was clouded by the Coven's evil magic.
Betrayal can never be forgiven. Thank you for your aid. I will go with you on your hunt for the Skeleton King. But there is one condition. If we find the sacred tomes of my order, they are mine.
That is agreeable, though I wouldn't mind taking a look at them.
Then onwards we go, to fight the Skeleton King.
Cool. Yeah, so at that point they merge into one, and now you're back to using your old trusty Templar. But that was pretty cool though, for that brief moment. Let's try to find the exit now. Actually, before we do that though,
I need to go back.
Since this is a story playthrough, let's rewind back and see if there's any new stuff we can learn. Not really. But it was nice enough to get rid of our stuff anyway. So I think this dungeon over here is fixed. Previous levels are not really fixed, but this one definitely is. Also, it's pretty cool that we have our fully upgraded potion now. We can use it as much as we want now, and it is amazing. But let's see, where's the exit here?
Not ready yet.
Probably down here, isn't it?
I am unstoppable.
I should really change out my teleport. And use the one that allows us to get double teleports. At least that'll help us get around easier. Went the wrong way. Okay, that's fine. It'd be really nice if we can pick up more primals. I think we have enough for 2, but I think we need just a couple more so we can get a primal staff. That'd be a nice bonus. Come to think of it, I should probably look through my gear and see if we can find one. I don't think this is the exit. It's probably this way.
I'm just warming up.
Yeah, I think it's just a sprint down this way. And that is not a book. Where the heck is the exit? It was probably down the other way. Forget all the enemies here. Those are really useful. These mods are only useful if you're running through this game for the first time. Or if you're looking for treasure. Neither of which we need anymore. Also, those books would have been pretty nice for lore, but you've already gotten them for
Didn't see that coming, did
story
you?
purposes through adventure mode. I probably should have started a fresh character. But it takes a hell of a lot longer to level up and get through everything. Alright, so here we go.
Keep your distance from him. This burden is mine to bear. May death bring peace from your madness, Leoric.
Traitors! Even in death, the armies of Condorus will still obey their king, even if you will not.
You know, interestingly enough, that character makes an appearance in the first Diablo.
You dare to bring the warmth of life into my tomb?
We shall put you down, Hellspawn!
And slowly he floats away. Okay, so the Skeleton King fight.
There are forces arrayed against us that are stronger than us. Some greater purpose lies behind these trials, but I do not yet know it.
It is destiny. Let us keep moving.
You will never defeat me!
You were defeated the moment you surrendered to madness.
I'm really hoping he makes a reappearance in Diablo 4. Considering they already put the Butcher in. He goes down pretty easy, even with a brand new character. Alrighty.
Finally, the crater. It was you that fell from the sky? I don't believe that you are the source of the evil in this place.
I am. I remember falling.
Then who are you? Why are you here?
I am not your enemy. I think. Yes, I believe I have come with a warning. The darkness. The darkness is coming. I don't remember.
I should bring you back to town. Cain will know what to do with you.
And here is our trusty friend. Although at this point it isn't really clear who he is.
I have traveled far, only to find that the fallen star was a man. Who is he? Why has he come? He recalls nothing, but Cain may have the answers.
Also, those cutscenes are unique to each character, meaning it's voiced by, well, not all of them are unique, but they're all voiced by the hero that you select, so whether you choose to be a male or female wizard, it will be reflected based on the voice.
This is what fell out of the sky.
No man could survive such a thing. Who are you? What are you?
A warrior, I think. I came bearing grave news, but I cannot remember.
Your message might be all that can save us from impending doom.
Okay, so always make sure to check for more lore before moving on with the next quest, otherwise you might miss out on a few things.
I can hardly believe it, but the falling star is a man. When Uncle Deckard realized this, he was crushed. I know he was hoping for something more miraculous.
I've decided to write an epic...
Yeah, it's not a miracle, it's a man. Okay, so nothing else to do here. Does the convention of elements thing get distracting? It doesn't really distract me too much. I never really look at my character whenever I'm playing, really. I'm always looking at the outer edges of the screen.
Tell me everything you remember, stranger. every detail.
Falling. Fire. A sword of great power. It was part of me, but it shattered into 3 pieces as I fell.
It is vital that we find those pieces. I believe the sword made whole will restore your memory.
The goatmen are rampaging through the fields. Could the sword have anything to do with that?
Of course, of course. Just as the dead rose around the stranger, the sword pieces drove the goatmen to madness.
The goatmen won't stand in my way. I'll get the sword.
Yeah, so how to utilize the convention of elements effectively. Really, all that really needs to be said about that is that you want to time your attacks to whichever element is being empowered. So right now it's arcane, and now it's on frost or cold damage. Because this is a cold damage build, you really want to center your attacks around this phase. That way you can get the most out of all of your attacks. But there are other attacks we can use as well. Like the storm armor is lightning based. Our familiar is fire based, so every time it switches around, it always empowers something else for us anyway.
Can you remember anything else?
Only that there were surges of light and a kind of pain.
How do you fare now?
The emptiness gnaws at me. It is a constant frustration.
Calm yourself. The sword should help you remember.
The sword, we need to recover that.
The Horadrim were powerful mages gathered together by the Archangel Tyrael to defeat the 3 prime evils, Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal. They devoted themselves fully to the destruction of the demon lords and left behind valuable tomes and teachings.
How did you become the last of the Horadrim?
My ancestor was the leader of the Horadrim, Deckard Cain. When the Horadrim died out, their tomes stayed in my family. I was thrilled by tales of the Horadrim as a little boy, but it wasn't until I returned to them as an adult that I realized they contained deeper truths.
Yeah, it feels like the phases should probably be a lot longer, but maybe due to balancing purposes, they switched things up.
Tyrael is the angel of justice. He has been helping mankind for generations, though he is forbidden to do so in any direct manner. Long ago, the high heavens and the burning hells made a pact as a result of the Sin War that they would not interfere in our world.
But the demons have obviously broken this pact. Why can Tyrael not involve himself directly?
The Angiris Council, the archangels that lead heaven, almost destroyed our world once to keep the demons from spreading their corruption upon it. If Tyrael were to act directly, it would alert the Council to the demons' activities here and imperil us all.
Tyrael, where are you, Tyrael? If you've played Diablo 2, Tyrael is the same angel from that game. Anyways, I think we're done with the lore stuff over here. What about our other characters?
It is always wonderful to see you.
May the battles never end.
It's always good to check in every now and then.
I hear you are going to the fields. It was a place of great beauty before the dirty Khazra fouled it with their presence. Kill some of them for me, will you?
Sure thing, bro.
I have some new items that I'm...
Do not question the path you are on. It will lead you through things that will try your very soul. But you'll always have me to talk to.
And your guidance has always been so helpful.
You pretend you are a rock, but I know the softness you don't want anyone to see. Why else would you continue to come and talk to Miriam?
And our favorite jeweler.
Oh, perhaps it was a jewel that fell from the sky. Oh, did you ever consider that?
It was not a jewel. It was a man.
A man? Now that is strange. Where do you suppose he came from? And how did he survive his fall? Did he have any jewels on him?
I love that this actor is in this game.
The attacks may be slowing down, but this town...
Did you see that stranger next to Old King?
You may recognize him as Lo Pan from Big Trouble in Little China. He's also in, like, various other things as well. Quite possibly one of the hardest working actors ever. Forgot his name, though. Well, once you see him, you'll recognize him everywhere.
If there's a sword here, we will find
it. Alright, so let's go find that sword. And also, I think there's... Crap. I don't think we ever found a blacksmith's apprentice. Oh well. Doesn't matter. He was probably on the previous map.
He hasn't been dead long. Whatever killed him must be near.
We don't really need to go down there. Let's try and find the other dungeon. Also, if we get more legendaries, that's just as helpful too.
I am unstoppable.
Where is it? I love how in Diablo 4, the game actually rewards you for finding all those teleportation
Not ready
circles or whatever they're called. Where is that thing? Maybe it's on this side? These dungeon locations are always randomly generated. Come on. We don't need to do that. This guy isn't really required, but we'll kill him anyway. We'll just take those keys and continue on.
That's a familiar glow. The piece of the sword I'm looking for must be in this cave.
Here we go. You were saying?
We must hurry with the ritual. Magda will be here soon. It is turning.
Do they not see us?
This sword piece glows with the stranger's magic.
Who are you to take what is mine?
Yours? I believe you're mistaken.
Regardless, I have claimed it. I am Magda, and I lead this coven. The shard is mine.
To hell with you, witch!
Very well. Let the games begin.
Hells. It's plural.
Well fought, but you will never possess the next piece.
It has fallen where only the ancients may tread.
She is more devious than she appears.
Good old Maggie. Let's go back.
I am returning to town. We are not the only ones seeking the sword. I had to take the first piece from a witch named Magda and her crazed minions.
Uncle Deckard, they sound like those dark cultists you told me about.
Very good, Leah. You have been paying attention. Stranger, does any of this jar your memory?
I have no memory of this coven, but I sense a far darker shadow guiding its hand.
This dude doesn't know what's going on.
This fragment seems very old and very powerful.
Indeed, it feels familiar to me, though the rest is still unclear.
Your sword would seem to mark you as a great champion.
If that is what I am, then my strength has gone with my memory.
Perhaps when the sword is complete, it will restore both.
Maybe.
Magda's coven is a remnant of an ancient religion called the Triune that worshipped the prime evils as gods.
But the prime evils died 20 years ago. Who does the coven worship now?
The last two evils, Asmodan and Belial, remain. And if either of them are behind this coven, then our troubles are only beginning.
It feels like Diablo 2 covered the majority of all the demons. And then the last two are just, oh well, we got nothing else to do, so this is the material we've got to work with here. Yeah, even with his sword, he's still no good at all.
Where the next piece is. She said it fell where only ancients may tread.
That makes me think of the drowned temple near the festering woods. I remember you telling me about it, Uncle.
Exactly, Leah. The temple was home to the Nephilim. Leah, your knowledge could be invaluable. You must go and help our friend retrieve the sword piece.
The Nephilim were ancient humans with fantastic powers. Legend holds that they waged a terrible battle near the temple, and that their ghosts still war with one another.
I think I preferred it when our characters were just random adventurers. In this game, they suddenly made men turn into gods, really.
Need more time.
What? You're not really thinking of reading my journal, are you?
Joke's on you, Leah. We've been doing it 4 times already.
Uncle Deckard believes the key to unlocking the stranger's memory is reassembling his sword. I wish I could say this was another of Uncle's crazy theories, but I can't deny that these ominous events are starting to really scare me.
Okay, so let's check in on our favorite characters first.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
You told me that your order saved your soul by recruiting you. What are these sins that haunt you?
I cannot tell you.
No good comes from ignoring your past. You should seek knowledge, not hide from it.
You misunderstand me. We are literally unable to recall our pasts. The Inquisitors stripped my sins and the memory of them from me, leaving me pure.
It is good to fight with you again.
Kinda wish that they had done more with our followers.
The foul witch waits for you to unseal the temple of the ancients, that she may strike. Her master would sacrifice anything to control the destiny of the stranger. I would tell you to be careful, but you wouldn't listen, would you?
Okay, so I think we got one more thing left.
Such a strange place this world is. You never know what you might find over the next rise, or what the next day might bring. A man who fell from the sky, a king who cannot die. I can tell I will have no dull days traveling with you.
It's never really dull when he's around. Okay, so... let's go ahead and move on to the temple.
You and I aren't so different. I have great power within me too. The only difference is, I have no control over mine.
That sounds troubling.
It's only happened a few times in my life, and only when I was in grave danger. Something rises up from deep within me and, well, I can't really explain it.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think this is where we meet the scoundrel. So, let's go ahead and switch over to him real quick. We're not going to keep him forever, though.
Let us seek our fortunes together.
But this should give us a quick look into these two clones talking to each other.
You there, please help. They're going to kill my friend. Thieves are going to kill my friend if we don't do something. Help me break these bonds and see for yourself. Wait, aren't you from the guild? Well, how could I forget a handsome devil like you? Why, yes, of course. It's good to see you again.
What do they want with your friend?
She's just a farmer's daughter, Sasha, but she has a relic that the thieves are after. Where is the relic?
I'm sworn to secrecy.
I imagine that's how it must feel if you ever met yourself in person.
Release the girl. The relic belongs to her.
You actually believe what this scoundrel tells you? Fine, you fools. We'll kill the both of you.
Just like target practice.
Nice try.
Get away from us this time!
This isn't over. The rest of the Thieves Guild will find you.
Here's the relic, my love. I hid it like you asked. Father's grown suspicious of us, but that won't matter once we're married. It won't be long, right?
Of course, my dear. Soon we will settle down to a quiet life of tilling the fields and raising children. But first, I have to sell this relic. Alas, I must travel away with my friend here to do so.
You're coming with me?
Yes, yes! You look like you know a lot about markets. Now, lead the way!
Poor Sasha. He'll never be back.
The relic is a fake! Gods, I should have known! You seem like you could use a helping hand, and I sure as hell don't want to stay around here.
Well, so much for her.
Ah, there you are.
What of your betrothed?
Betrothed? Do I look like the marrying kind to you? By the way, my name is Lyndon.
Okay, so let's go ahead and switch out Lyndon for Cormac again.
Lead the way to glory.
Shouldn't be anything else here, so let's move on.
What the tomes say of Alaric and this temple is not encouraging. You must be Alaric the Guardian. Uncle Deckard told me of your eternal watch over this cursed place. I thought it was a myth.
Are you Nephilim?
No. There have been no Nephilim for a millennium.
Yet another myth. You seek entrance to this temple, but only a Nephilim can enter.
If you retrieve the keys from the outlying tombs and use them on the gates, we will see who and what we truly are. Follow me. I will raise the bridge that you may pass.
So this is where
in the woods beyond, the warriors rest and the crypt of the ancients. Within them reside the keys to our sacred temple.
This is where the idea of Nephilim gets introduced. Essentially living gods.
A pall of ancient doom hangs upon these woods.
Each follower has their own use. It depends on which build you're going for, really.
Are those Alaric's people?
Like, the Templar is really good for tanking and drawing enemies away from you. Whereas the Scoundrel will help increase your chances of crits. And maybe if you're sweet farming, I guess.
Deckard called these flying creatures death with wings.
And the Enchantress is really good for crowd control.
It reminds me of being a child and searching for lost artifacts with Uncle Deckard.
So really, depending on which character you need, you could run any one, and you'll be just as well.
Your grave awaits.
Like if I wasn't doing the whole GR push, I'd probably stick with a Scoundrel. But because we also don't have any gear for the Scoundrel at this point, that's why I'm just running him instead. By him, I mean the Templar.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Okay, so I don't see any lore books here.
I miss Chaldeum.
What do you miss about it?
It's such an open and beautiful city. It thrives on trade and new ideas. There was always something new and exciting to hear or see.
There are a lot of conversations you can easily miss if you don't take the time to listen to them. Plus, things also change if you bring the Templar or the Enchantress or the Scoundrel.
I need to go back.
I'm gonna quickly run back and see if there's any lore stuff. Yeah, so if you don't check back every so often, you can miss out.
The World Stone was an ancient artifact of immense power. It was used not only to create our world, but also to control mankind. The original humans were known as the Nephilim, and their power was such that it was feared they would tip the balance in the eternal conflict between the high heavens and the burning hells. So the World Stone was tuned to lessen our powers, turning mankind into what we are today. But now that it has been destroyed, it is conceivable that the powers of the Nephilim will reappear. Tyrael was forced to destroy the World Stone when Baal, the Lord of Destruction, corrupted it in his attempt to control all of mankind.
The World Stone's destruction must have unleashed incredible energies.
It obliterated Mount Arreat, the mountain that housed it, leaving only a smoking crater in its place. And nothing has been heard from Tyrael since.
So this lore is recounting the events of the expansion of Diablo 2.
My grandfather used to tell me stories of ancient heroes who performed impossible feats. You remind me of those heroes. Of course, he also told me I looked like a quill fiend. He was a strange man.
Any more stuff that we can gather? Trying to learn as much as we can before Diablo 4.
Still waiting.
Although, who really plays these games for the lore anyway?
If there's treasure to be had, then I'm in.
It is good to fight with you again.
I think most people are just satisfied enough to just play through the game and loot everything. I know I am sometimes, but even then, there are other ways to enjoy a game besides just going around and killing everything. Alright, so we're done over here. Let's go ahead and find the second beacon.
You dare attack me?
Alaric says that our people can survive the coming battle, but I saw the truth in his eyes. Why did he order me to guard the beacon of honor? Those shambling things are slaughtering my people in the forest above, and there's nothing I can do to stop it.
If only they could see me now.
So I'm debating whether to split up this playthrough into 5 parts.
Always wanted to fight some of these. They should have run when they had the chance.
Yeah, what about them? The ones that typically spawn more enemies, right? There are a lot of them though. Like the ones that spawn the zombies, these ones that spawn the winged monsters.
Need more time.
The ghostly skeleton ones that spawn more skeletons. There are a lot of them. Or even the fat ones that spawn the worms.
When this is over, I could open my own little inn somewhere, if I live.
I don't think that life is for me.
Well, if you ever want a job, I will consider your credentials.
So kind.
How nice of Leah. Yeah, so if you kill the spawns... Do they? I don't exactly remember which ones that do that.
I heard that you took Leah on your searches for ancient artifacts and tomes. Wasn't that dangerous?
Not as dangerous as you might think. There was a calm about the world then. Most people paid no mind to an old man and young girl, weaponless and penniless, crossing their land.
Okay, so... got more of his stories. I think back when there was still the PS3 version, in order to get the platinum, you had to learn all of the... You had to learn about all of the lore stuff in that game in order to get everything completed. That made things slightly challenging because you had to just go back and forth and listen to everything instead of just playing the game. And that still carries forward to this because, well, you can't just go off killing and going through the main story. Anyways, we're done over there. Let's go ahead and move on.
The temple is open. Enter and defeat the guardians within. Although they are my brothers, they will seek your death when you enter. Remove the thing that fell into our temple. Every moment it remains, my people grow more restless.
Look at this architecture. This predates the Sin War.
Okay, so these guys are all gonna go down pretty quick.
None may enter the inner sanctum. Rise, my brothers! Rise and do battle!
Also, notice the names on these. They're named after the Three Stooges.
Your strength rivals that of our greatest champions. What now do you think you are? You may enter our most sacred place.
The spirit speaks the truth. This was a good place. I can feel it.
The noble hero fought her way here just to die. Magda. And who is this you bring with you? Adria's daughter? She has power within her. No matter. Your mother will soon share your fate, little one. The shard is mine. Fill this temple with their blood.
Yeah, fat chance of that happening.
Did she mean my mother will share my fate? Could my mother be alive after all these years?
She wants to torment you. Don't listen to her.
And what is the power within you that she spoke of?
This fight was too easy. She's toying with us. We must get back to Uncle Deckard right away.
Ooh, plot twist.
The world stone has been changed. Our children are born weak and suffer short lives. The demon Nereza promised to restore their power, but instead turned them into misshapen creatures and sent them to war against us. We may die, but not before she is sent back to the burning hells.
Sweet, more lore. I think I probably missed something earlier.
I am pleased to have you with us.
I'm not sure how much use I'll be.
You have a good heart and a strong mind. That is all that matters.
In which case, I think you can speak to Alaric before
I am returning to town.
moving on, but kind of missed our chance there. Oh well.
You shouldn't waste time chasing women.
Waste? Time is scarcely better spent.
But you do not keep any of them.
I've only found one worth keeping, but she slipped away from me.
Still, you shouldn't bother every woman who crosses your path.
Well, no. Sometimes they should bother me.
Spoken like a true ladies' man.
They will run when they see us.
It is good to fight with you again.
I lived in Chaldeum not too long ago. You said you were there with your father?
Yes, he was a diplomat. We had a manor with servants and terraces, all of that. Everything changed when the trouble started. Somehow, rumors spread that my grandfather was responsible for the king's madness. My father's work fell apart. No one would speak to him. He kept believing it would blow over, though.
Did it?
No. I'd rather not talk about it now, if you don't mind. I've work to see to.
Hadric's tale is pretty dark.
Uncle Deckard and I traveled all over the world in my youth, looking for lost lore and artifacts. It was so exciting, crawling around ancient temples, digging through forgotten crypts. I feel fortunate that Uncle Deckard raised me the way he did, the things I learned from him. But now, I don't know. I see what his obsession with his quest has cost him, has cost us. The Drowned Temple was once known as the Sarsium Emporis. It was the most sacred of their temples, a site where legend claims angels would come to impart their wisdom to the Nephilim.
Pretty cool. Too bad we won't ever find out more about them. Well, let's complete this quest.
We were only a step ahead of Magda, but now we have the second sword piece.
I remember a glow streaking towards a fishing village.
That must be Wortham.
Ah, brilliant, dear Leah. Have the ferryman take you there.
Do you know anything about this coven?
I cannot say, but there is something about them, a darkness, that is known to me.
A darkness? That's a little vague, isn't it?
The coven may be part of a greater evil. Perhaps I intended to fight it.
If you're going to fight, you'll need your sword.
He doesn't really need the sword. In fact, why wasn't the sword given to us?
The living dead? The Skeleton King? The Khazra? I would not have thought it possible. You have given us all hope. My men, the people of this town, we all owe you a debt of gratitude.
I still have quite a bit to accomplish, I'm afraid.
Nothing that you can't handle, I'm certain.
Okay, so much for Deckard Cain. We cannot speak to him at the moment.
Aha! I knew you'd need my help.
When we retrieved the stranger's second sword piece, Magda found us. She's always on our heels. Who is she? She claims to know my mother, but how could that be? Regardless, we must beat her to Wortham in the final piece of the sword.
So yeah, we gotta take care of Magda now.
I don't know what that Templar you brought to town may seem great.
So many evil people here.
I spoke with that strange man next to Deckard Cain.
Anyways, go to this fishing village, wherever the hell that is.
Vile things transpire even as we speak. I see a town in flames, and an old friend paying the ultimate price to reveal the truth.
This is not news to me.
Oh, do you have the sight as well?
No, never mind.
No, please go on.
I can see the fires even from here. Wortham burns. It is only the truly evil who force the innocents to suffer for a battle they have no part in.
Okay, so Wortham. I think this is the starting village in Diablo Immortal.
I need to take the ferry to Wortham.
I will take you, but beware. Smoke rises from the village.
Oh no.
They're destroying the town. Get out while you can!
So, are they destroying the town, or are we destroying everything else?
Cultists come willingly to their death. Magda is near.
Please! My family's hiding in the chapel with the rest of the townsfolk. We must get to them.
Don't run off! You'll get yourself killed!
Hey, he didn't die.
Fools! You cannot keep the sword from me!
This is bad.
My servants will burn this town to ashes!
I hear something coming.
Did they ever fix most of the... What was it? The grindy portions of it? I think it was like the gems or whatnot.
I seek a sword hilt that fell from the sky. It glows with a powerful magic. Do you know of it?
We found it days ago. I wish we'd never brought it here. Come, I left Virgil to guard it. We will be glad to be rid of it.
I'm going back to Tristram to check on Uncle Deckard.
Wait. Ah, crap. Yeah, I haven't really heard too much about Diablo Immortal since the days of back when it was first released. News about it has been pretty quiet though on my end.
Still waiting.
I hate how we have to keep going back and back just to check for more lore, but
they will run when they see us.
There's no way around it. That's just how the game was designed.
Damn, it's not here.
While you were on your hero's errand here, I captured all 3 sword pieces and your friends.
I should have known. I must get back to Cain's house.
What a twist. While we were away, Magda captured everybody.
It's your choice, Cain. Either use your Herodric arts to repair the sword, or your dear Leah dies a horrible death.
All this pain, this destruction. What is the sword to you?
To me, nothing. To my master, Belial, everything. Your rage is overwhelming, girl. You win this round, but if the sword cannot be mine, I'll claim the one it's bound to. In the end, the blade shall be mine.
Uncle, you can't die.
Nothing can stop that now. But there is one last thing I must do. The sword must be made whole. Just as I suspected, the sword is of the high heavens. The stranger is an angel. Heed the journal. The truth lies within.
Uncle Deckard!
Farewell, Deckard Cain. So a character that's been in the series since Diablo 1 is gone.
How did you learn to fight?
My brother taught me when we were younger. He thought the crossbow was the best weapon for me since it would give me time to run away if I botched things too badly.
Where is he now?
Oh, he's still in Kingsport. I expect he'll be there a good long time.
Okay, so
They will run when they see us.
Tell me more about your order. Why did they make you forget your past?
Our initiation blinds us to our sinful pasts, so that we might clearly see the future and prepare for the final battle.
I have read of a number of ways to make someone lose their memory. How does your order do it?
I was chained to a wall and beaten. By the 3rd day, I was mad from pain and hunger. That is when the whipping began.
What?
I was told I relived all of my transgressions. Everything that brought me tainted joy. The whip took away that joy, then the sin, leaving me pure.
That's... I'm sorry, but they treated you like an animal. Worse than an animal.
Don't you understand? The Templar Order is trying to protect humanity from extinction. What is my pain against that goal?
Sounds like a terrible club to be in.
It is good to fight with
Anyways,
you again.
So I've been thinking we can probably finish Act 1 tonight, and then portion out this playthrough across the next couple days until we reach the launch date. So, Act 1 tonight, Act 2 tomorrow. 3 and 4 will probably have to be put together. Those are usually the shortest acts to complete, and then Act 5 will be its own day. So, 4 days of Diablo's story.
If only I could control this power, I could have saved him.
Do not blame yourself. Magda is the one who must pay for Cain's death.
Magda and her master Belial. The journal speaks of an angel falling from the heavens as the shadow rises from the abyss. The stranger is the key to all of this.
I don't know if he's an angel or a man, but the sword will restore his memory.
When my power erupted, I saw into Magda's mind for an instant. She's fled to the highlands. You can reach them through the caves above Wortham. You have to know, she'll be waiting for you.
She can set all the traps she wants. It won't save her from me.
This damned power I have. Uncle Deckard said it came from my mother. He tried to teach me how to control it using his Herodric training, but it never really helped. He never gave up on me, though. He was a great man.
Yeah, so I don't have no clue whether it might actually take years to completely level up a character for Diablo Immortal. I wouldn't doubt it, though. It's pretty much a free-to-play game, so that would track really well.
I welcome the chance to travel with you.
Anyways, let's go ahead and make sure we gather all of the lore stuff.
Uncle Deckard is gone forever. I remember the wonderful times we had together. Always off on another crazy quest. What will I do without him? He believed the stranger was an angel, but he is only a man. I always knew they were just stories. Uncle Deckard died for those stories.
You know what I miss about old Cain?
Yeah, that's the free-to-play model for you. Get someone hooked on the fact that it's free, and then have them paying for the rest of their life trying to play the rest of it.
Cain was a good man, who saw beyond what his eyes showed him. This world is made poorer by his loss.
I will make Magda pay for Cain's death.
I am not usually one for vengeance, but in this instance, I hope you make her suffer.
Yeah, we gotta get revenge for Cain.
It's a cruel world that will take Deckard Cain away from us. His was never an easy life, and he gave much for us all.
I will see to it that Magda and her coven pay for Cain's death.
We all pay. Just look at the face of Leah, the poor girl. What price could the coven pay that could be greater than that?
Alright, so let's go ahead and teleport over.
Don't say poor Leah. She's done so much.
Welp. For a character that's been in the series for as long as he has, he's only in this game for like 10% of it.
This is a matter of honor now. We must not hesitate.
I didn't know that he cared about Deckard Cain that much. Anyways, we just have to move through this area over here.
Hello, Wanderer. I sell quality potions and dyes at a fair price. Have a look if you like. Oh, and would you do me a favor? There's a lunatic down by the caves who wants a potion to make his blood sweet, if you can believe it. Would you mind bringing it down to him?
Sure, why not? Yeah, I actually have Diablo 2. I didn't really like it though, at least not for console. It pretty much looks like Diablo 4, but with the previous controls of the PC version. Like, it's not streamlined at all.
The alchemist said you were waiting for this potion.
This is perfect. My mistress will now accept me. Her blood and mine will soon sing as one.
I will admit, however, it looks very pretty.
My queen sings to me. Her music echoes from beyond.
Sadly, the controls don't really translate. Like, so, for example, instead of having like an inventory system like this, it keeps the old one where you had to manage it in like a little square grid. And it's still controlled as if you were using a mouse and keyboard rather than being updated for a controller.
I wonder what the spider thought.
I mean, the gameplay itself is fine.
I am so good.
I just couldn't
myself.
really get into the controls that much. If I was playing it on PC, I probably might be able to. Alright, so we don't really have to wander around too much in these caverns. Let's just make our way through.
How does that feel?
I apologize if you guys have arachnophobia. I don't really myself. Not unless the spiders were as big as, say, a quarter or so. Maybe if they were bigger than that, I'd probably be more freaked out, but small, tiny spiders, even daddy longlegs.
My mistress has accepted me. Come close and feel her loving embrace.
I don't think I want to meet your mistress.
Maybe if I saw like a tarantula in person.
I like to think the world is safer now.
This spider can go down in one phase.
Please, help me. It's horrible. She sucks the innards from her victims. Oh, no. No. It's too late. I hear her. The Spider Queen is coming.
Spider Queen?
A literal Spider Queen.
I need her venom to dissolve these webs. Please hurry. I can't hang here like this a moment longer. I'll go mad.
So yeah, if you're strong enough, you can take care of that spider in one quick phase.
Thank you. Thank you. Can we please leave this horrible place?
Wait, this character They reskin Miriam from this character, huh? Yeah, I think they probably just reskinned this character and turned it into the Mystic.
It was terrible being stuck in there like that. Thank the gods you came along. What are you doing out here?
I seek a man taken by the Coven.
The Coven? I saw them dragging someone into Leoric's manor house. Perhaps it was the man you seek. You might have a small bit of trouble reaching there, though. I'm not proud of this, but I stole the staff of a powerful Khazra shaman. The Khazra went mad and chased me to the caves. You can find the staff in my cart in the highlands. If you take it to the Khazra barricade, perhaps they will let you pass.
Oh, you idiot.
These lands once belonged to the crown.
So, no wonder why the goat men are all pissed. How did that go, by the way? The whole spider thing.
They will run when they see us.
It is good to fight with you again.
Man, it's been... Let's see... Right now it's 2023, so... The last time I played Skyrim was somewhere around... the beginning of 2016. Man, that is such a long time ago. 7 years. Going on nearly 8 years. I didn't really like the combat too much in Skyrim, but I did, however, like the bow and arrow mechanics. That's pretty cool. I never got into the modding scene with PC games, so I got no clue how much weirder it got. Alright, so let's go ahead and find that Khazra staff. Should be somewhere around here. Normally this section would take even longer if you were trying to do all the side content. Yeah, they do recently, for the PS4 and PS5 version anyway. I played back when it was on PS3 and there were absolutely no mods. However, there were other things to take advantage of, like glitches. I think I ended up using the whole potion glitch from that game and glitch my way through to some pretty amazing equipment. It made everything trivial though, but it really helped speed up the whole platinum playthrough I had going on there. Alright, so there's the staff. Let's move on.
Your defenses are nothing.
Staff is ours on the side.
Yeah, no staff for you. Let's move up and let's see if there's another teleportation circle somewhere around here. Whoops. As you can see, it's still it's still possible to die. We weren't.
Did you?
If this was a hardcore character, I would be pretty pissed off at this point. That was an avoidable death. Yeah, exactly. That was the bug that I was abusing back when I was playing on PS3. Nice to know it's still on PS4 though. I think that bug is still in the game though, because they never patched it out even on the PS5. If I ever have an opportunity to go back and replay it for the Platinum, I think I'd probably use it all over again. Like, I just buffed up the sneaking ability and the bow skill to the point where you were just sneaking around and one-shotting everything. Yeah. Normally I wouldn't either, but I didn't care for the combat in that game. I like the exploration though. The exploration and the lore was pretty interesting.
Could we find more like that?
But the gameplay itself wasn't very interesting to me.
What base ritual is this? Your grave awaits.
I think I preferred Fallout compared to the gameplay in Skyrim. I mean, at least it made sense when you were playing Fallout because it was a first-person shooter with pistols, rifles. First person does not go well with melee combat.
Of course they'd be drawn here.
Yeah, I never played Fallout 4. I played Fallout 3 and portions of Fallout New Vegas. But I kind of skipped over Fallout 4. It's not like Fallout 4 was much of a shooter though. Or even Fallout 3 for that matter. Sweet, the orc shin bone. I forgot what this thing is supposed to be used for. Oh well.
Returning to town.
I'll probably figure out later. I still love to play shooters every once in a while. They're usually not my go-to, but if there's a good one, I don't discount them.
The shadows.
I think we probably gathered all the lore stuff around here. Might have to move on with the story before we can get anything. Yeah, so in that case, you probably really like games like BioShock. There are some RPG elements in those games. Not a whole lot, but they're enough to keep things interesting. Like, the combat is really fun in BioShock.
She's unstoppable! No mortal could slaughter our brethren with such ease!
Then die well. Lord Belial will reward your sacrifice.
She is here.
I believe it is time to kill more cultists.
Delay her while I prepare her demise in the depths below.
Hide from me, Magda.
That's another quest done.
They did horrible things to us.
They have paid for what they did to you. But there was another prisoner, a man in rags.
Yes, the man with the golden eyes. I saw Magda take him into Leoric's old torture chambers below us.
I will kill Magda for what she's done.
Okay, so we have a chance to go back and
I need to go back.
check out if there's any more dialogue here. There probably isn't really any more, though. At least not until the end of the game. Well, the end of the act, not the
How did you
game.
become a thief?
Well, that's a long and terrible story that you wouldn't want to hear.
You found something you liked and couldn't afford?
Basically.
Maybe you should be more reasonable in the future.
Oh, there was nothing reasonable about her.
Nope, never mind. I take that back. There's still some more stuff to learn here.
In the Ishari Sanctum, certain books were considered forbidden. No one was permitted to lay eyes on them.
That is wise. Knowledge can indeed corrupt.
No, you're wrong. One of those books held the prophecy that brought me here. Your order binds you in rules and calls you a sinner. What if you were to recover your memories and find no sin in your past at all?
I cannot lie. That has occurred to me. But if it were true, it would ruin everything I fight for. Everything. It is good to fight with you again.
It's weird to think that without the expansion, these characters would never get their stories actually completed.
A monster of insatiable appetite stands between you and your goal. It is an unnatural thing, raised from the depths by sorcerous means. You will survive it, of course, but I recommend keeping your mouth tightly shut.
Why would my words give it power?
Oh, no. I mean, there will be a lot of demon blood flying around. I hear it tastes like rotten meat.
So yeah, between Acts 1 and 4, a lot of story elements don't really get completed. A lot of threads remain incomplete.
A strange man. I know a thing or two about a man with secrets.
Like yourself?
Me? Oh no. I'm a simple man. Give me a good meal, a warm bed, and a handful of jewels. But you, I think, are different, huh? Complicated.
But yeah, when the expansion for this was released, everything was pretty much feature complete by that point. The Halls of Agni. Yeah, I really enjoy this place as well. Oh, also, by the way, I don't know if you guys can see in the background over there, but there is the cathedral. It seems like Leoric's Manor overlooks the cathedral on this hill. It's a nice touch. You don't really see too much artwork that really ties the world together, but this one really does.
Evil wears no disguises here.
I'm pretty sure this area is fixed. Meaning the map isn't randomly generated.
Your defenses are nothing.
I am convinced that some malevolent being is attempting to wrest control of my thoughts away from me. Voices direct me to horrendous acts, and there are times when I seem unable to control my body.
Lazarus knows. This is certain. He looks at me strangely when he thinks me otherwise disposed.
Okay, so it seems like I didn't collect all the lore here, so let's have a look around before we move on. I'm not going to bother too deeply with the combat though, because everything dies in one shot. But it would be nice if we could gather all of the lore stuff and complete the story. This is our reward for having done the adventure mode instead of the story mode. We already heard most of this stuff. Probably should have made a new character. Oh well.
I heard tales about the fall of King Leor. But seeing it with my own eyes, it is another thing entirely.
This place is way more reminiscent of Diablo 1's dungeons. Alright, so let's go ahead and explore around a little bit, and then we'll move on to the boss battle. Before we finish the last section though, we're going to teleport back to town and see if we can unlock more dialogue. Which way's the exit anyway? Also, if you're interested in playing first-person RPGs, I think... Actually, no, not Diablo. I think Borderlands 3's currently available for like $12 over on humble.com. It's a huge bundle of games, so if anyone's interested in picking up that franchise, well, at least Borderlands 3 anyway, it's pretty affordable. At least for $12. There's a lot of content there. Alright. So this is obviously not the way. Crap. We should have headed in the other direction. Well, before we move on, let's see. Dang, Leah. Nope, story content.
I welcome the chance to travel with you.
Never mind. Alright, so let's make our way back over to the other side. Also, I think there's a lectern here or there. Might be in the next level, though. Or maybe it's around here.
Not ready yet.
Oh wait, we still have to go through the prison. I completely forgot about that area. It feels like Blizzard really put all their energy into Act 1. Because Act 2 gets slightly shorter, and then 3 gets even shorter, and then 4 is barely there. It's almost like an afterthought. You can really tell the budget started to get drained by Act 4.
I am Asilla, once queen to our beloved Leoric. My servants and I were consumed by his madness. Now I give you my blessing, champion, to release my people from their eternal torment.
Alright. New quest, I think, calls for returning back, but let's go ahead and do a number of these rescue missions, or not rescue missions, rescue points. We got 6 prisoners to rescue. This area is great for leveling up.
Thank the gods. What? Who dares?
The jailer is back over there. But let's go ahead and have a look around. Nice, 2 for 1.
My God! There is someone amongst us. Deal with her harshly. I am free.
Alright, let's try not to miss out on dialogue here.
I welcome the chance to travel with you.
Nope, nothing. This game's really gotten me paranoid about missing all of this dialogue. You have to rush back and forth between each quest to the hub town and check everything out before moving on.
I am so good. I astound myself.
The gods have seen fit to release. Thank you, champion. My servants are now free, but the curse over this place remains. Seek the warden at the dungeon center and end his evil forever.
Pretty easy.
Am I alone here? Must I do this myself? So be it. Face me, and repent your crimes.
Well, that was quick. So much for the jailer. So, whenever you have a character with a teleport ability, you can go through thin walls. So, like this, for example, instead of going all the way around, you can do this. It's a neat trick. That saves you a couple seconds if you're trying to do a speed run.
My lord, the prisoner is ready, as you requested.
Thank you, Lazarus. Your loyalty is invaluable in the midst of all these traitors. And you, my dear, my own wife and queen, conspiring against our kingdom.
My love, I swear, I have never betrayed you.
Lies. Until the very end.
A grim end to a noble woman. I am proud to have played my part in Leoric's fall.
The time of my lord's true awakening is at hand. That fool Leoric was only able to resist him because he did not yet possess his full power. With the Queen dispatched as a traitor, I may now devote myself fully to preparing the boy for the presence of my master.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard, Lazarus was conspiring with Diablo all this time.
I need to go back.
Still no new lore. Let's get rid of some equipment. Don't really see anything that we need. All of this must go. I really don't know what this thing is used for.
I welcome the chance to travel with you.
I'll probably figure it out by tomorrow. For now, though, let's make sure we get everyone's dialogue here, because once we reach the next area, Act 1 will be effectively over. Nothing like a nice walk through the dungeons. These dungeons are pretty big too. At least it's not as claustrophobic as Act 3 though. I really don't like Act 3.
Though my counsel begs me to reconsider, I will continue with the executions of those I find guilty of plotting against the kingdom. Perhaps they fear my eye will fall on them and discover their heinous, treasonous plans as well. Lazarus is the only one I can still trust.
Yeah, good going there. He definitely wasn't the one to trust. Okay, so that's the exit. You know what? Let's go ahead and move to the end. I'm fairly sure we got all of the lore stuff here. Is it worth going back though? Nah, probably not. Let's just go ahead and finish this.
I do not understand.
Leah must be back in Tristram, crying over the old man's corpse. She'll soon have another one to cry over. Yours. Meet the butcher.
So the final boss of Act 1. This guy is also in Diablo 4 too. He goes down like a punk though. He looks like he's having a fun time.
I am dying.
Take your sword, Angel.
My sword. I remember now. I was an archangel of the high heavens. I was the embodiment of justice. I am Tyrael.
So the legendary angel returns.
You have restored my mind, friend. And now I remember the warning I came to deliver. Belial and Asmodan, the last lords of hell, are unleashing a tide of darkness that will drown this world. Already, Belial's shadow has fallen upon Chaldeum.
Belial? I look forward to killing a Lord of Hell. Should be an interesting battle.
We must move quickly. Let us return to Tristram and make ready.
Okay, so that is effectively the end of Act 1. That only took us nearly 3 hours to complete.
I can tell by the look in your eye that you're not going to leave it alone. You want to hear what happened to my father?
I must admit, I'm curious.
Right, well, my father tried to dispel the rumors about my grandfather. No one would listen. Then one night, a week later, crazed refugees from Tristram came for revenge. I remember my father screaming for us to get out, and nasty laughter. A lot of it. Just before justice shoved me out the window, I saw my father crawling up the stairs at me, with 2 daggers in his back, and a 3rd whipping round his throat.
You've known such tragedy in your life, my friend.
You move on. What else is there?
Poor Hadric. Lost his wife, lost his dad.
Do you ever doubt your choices?
Often, but I make them anyway.
Things never seem to turn out like I hope they will.
You must be bold and move forward.
Try living in the slums before you lecture me.
I have, when I was a child. Perhaps you're right.
They will run when they see us.
It is good to fight with you again.
Okay, so gotta make sure we get all the dialogue here before talking to Tyrael.
Where do we go next? To the Great Desert?
We go to Chaldeum.
Chaldeum? Yes, the great jewel of the East.
Chaldeum is a city, not an actual jewel.
I knew that.
You know, based on the map of Diablo 4, it's possible we might return to Chaldeum in that game as well. No promises, though. By the way, did they kill Captain Rumford? I don't see him around. Maybe he died when Deckard Cain, or not Deckard Cain, Deckard Cain died.
Time grows short, my friends. Even now, Belial's influence is spreading through Chaldeum.
But how will we find him?
We won't have to. Magda and her coven will lead us straight to him.
I'm not going anywhere until Uncle Deckard's been laid to rest.
Yes, Cain deserves to be honored before we hunt down his killers.
I have called for a caravan to guide us to the east. Speak to the caravan master when you are ready to go. We will see to Cain as we depart.
Who are Belial and Azmodan?
Belial is the Lord of Lies. He desires power before all other things, and his 1,000 schemes are designed toward this end. His brother, Azmodan, reigns over the other half of Hell as the Lord of Sin. I sense his influence in this world, but I do not yet know where he will strike.
Perhaps when I kill Belial, Azmodan will show himself.
They are more rivals than allies in these days, but I pray that you are right.
Okay, so I think that's about it. Just gotta double check, though, just to be clear.
Good to fight with you again.
No more journals, no more nothing. No more blue stars, so yeah. That is going to cover Act 1. The other act shouldn't be as long as this one, though. So, once you're done with everything, let's talk to this guy.
My friend, shall we depart to Caldeum?
This is the point of no return, though. If you have any side quests to do, now is the time. Otherwise, let's start Act 2. Well, for us, this is going to be the end of the session, but let's go ahead and watch this portion real quick.
All just stories. My uncle saw what he wanted to see.
Deckard sacrificed much to protect this world. But his work is not over.
What would you know about sacrifice?
Tyrael, the ancient law of the high heavens strictly forbids us from interfering with the mortal world. Yet you have done so. Brazenly.
All I am guilty of, Imperius, is bringing justice, while you hide, cowering behind your throne.
Silence! You will now answer for your transgressions.
Cannot judge me. I am justice itself. We were meant for more than this. To protect the innocent. But if our precious laws bind you all to inaction, then I will no longer stand as your brother.
You chose to be one of us.
Sacrilege.
Thus, I fell willingly. Because humanity is the only hope for this world.
believed. All your crazy tales. The work. You never finished. I will finish it, Uncle. I will carry on for you.
Now that Tristram is safe, I travel to Caldeum, the great city of the East. It has fallen before one of the last lords of Hell, Belial. I mean to set the city free.
Okay, so that covers Act 1. Drop by next time, we'll complete Act 2. That's going to be sometime on Tuesday. But for now, I think that's enough. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, please like the video. If you guys have any comments or questions, please list them down below. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys also picking up Diablo 4? Are you guys also going to be running through to get your name on a statue? There's a contest, I think, for this whole contest where if you complete a hardcore character up to level 99, if you're one of the first 1,000 people to do so, you can get your name carved in a Diablo 4 statue or something. I would look into that if you guys are interested. I'm going to try that out myself. I don't know if I'll be able to do it in time, but, well, hey. That's another challenge that we could probably participate in. But yeah, that is it for now. Share the video out wherever you guys can, and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Check out our playlist for more videos, or if you've missed out on any of the previous play sessions, we have the entire playthrough of Season 28 available, as well as some post-season farming. Follow us over at twitter.com/LunarlightGames. Over there we run deals, discounts, as well as news stories about the gaming world, as well as the odd giveaway from time to time. Speaking of which, we currently have one available if you guys are interested. Let's see. If you'd like to support us financially, you can do so by dropping a donation over at paypal.me/LunarlightGames. But if you guys don't have $1 to donate to us, don't worry about it. Continue viewing our videos and make sure you guys stay subscribed. The links are down in the description below for those of you who are able to. Follow us over at twitch.tv/LunarlightGames. And hit the notification bell across all of our platforms to get updates as soon as they're made available. That is it for Act 1, but we will return. So until next time, until the next video, I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you guys take care.